The traffic was unusually slow, and now it had ground to a halt. He shot his left hand from the sleeve of his leather jacket to check his watch. Damn, he was going to be late. It was already 10:30. He was supposed to be there by now. 10:30 on the first Monday in September after Labor Day, a time when the rest of the world was hard at work, kids in school, people at their desks, criminal trials in their opening stages. As a homicide detective, Greene's time was his own, and it was easy for him to slip away for a few hours once a week. But for Jennifer Raglan, it was more complicated. She was the head Crown attorney in Toronto. It was a job she'd had for years, had given up, then had returned to at the end of July, when Ralph Armitage, the lawyer who'd taken over from her, was arrested for obstructing justice. Her first week back, she'd got in touch with Greene and invited him out for lunch. "I told them I'd do the job until Christmas, not a day longer," she had said. They were in a booth in the corner of the City Hall cafeteria, a place where cops and crowns regularly ate. Underneath the table, unseen, she'd slipped off one of her shoes and was caressing his calf. "Very loyal of you," he said. "On one condition, that I get my Mondays off until I'm in a trial. Sounds fair?" She smiled at him. There was a little dimple in her cheek that showed when she was very happy. She rubbed his leg harder. "Howard has a client in Boston, and he flies down there every Monday." Howard was her husband. A year earlier she'd left him and their children, and soon after that started seeing Greene. They'd worked very hard to keep their relationship secret, but after a few months the ordeal of splitting up her family had become too much for her, and she had returned home. "You want the day off to be with the kids," he said. "No." She tucked her toes up inside his pant leg and stroked his skin. "I want Monday mornings with you." Then she told him how she'd begun long-distance running again, how it was a brisk half-hour jog from her house to the strip of cheap motels on Kingston Road, how they all took cash and didn't ask for ID, and that she'd already paid for a room at the Dominion Motel for the following Monday, $60, no tax, room 8. He offered to pay half, and that made her laugh. "Money's tight, but I think I can handle it," she said. "And besides, this is all my idea." He shrugged. "I'm not exactly unwilling. And you're not exactly comfortable with it either." She stared at him with her bold brown eyes. There was no point in denying it. Last winter, when her mother was dying and he was in a tough trial that involved the murder of a child, they'd spent a night in an out-of-town hotel. It was the only time they'd slept together while she was still living with her husband. He had thought that was the end of it. Stress of the moment. Over the next few months, they'd occasionally run into each other in court, say hello. He'd ask about her kids. She'd ask about his father. Her message was clear. It's over. She pulled her foot away. "If you don't show up," she said, getting back up to leave, "I can watch Law and Order reruns for 2 hours." She insisted he take every possible precaution to hide his identity. He'd come up with this idea of the scooter, and for the last 5 Mondays had walked into whatever motel room she'd booked, always number 8, at exactly 10:30. Their 2 hours together always went quickly, and now, thanks to the damn traffic, it was 10:39 when he finally pulled into a strip mall that had a payday loan shop, a nail salon, an out-of-business adult video store, a convenience store, and a place that sold discount goods from almost every country of the world. The motel was less than a block away. He parked the scooter beside a bank of newspaper boxes between the Money Mart store and the Cupid boutique. The city had 4 major dailies, and all but one of them had huge front-page pictures of Brad Pitt and Angelina.